Hello and welcome back to the cockpit of the A-18 Hornet. We're continuing to do the final playthrough of the flight school campaign that I developed for this aircraft. Today's episode is going to be titled Survival Strategies, and mostly it's just going to be talking about avoiding getting shot down, so hopefully we'll be able to figure that out, but let's see.
We've got a pretty good grasp on the...
But before we do that, I need to get my list of Oh, okay. Just unguided bombs. Okay.
Mechanics of air-to-ground attacks in the Hornet, but knowing how to deploy ordnance isn't the same thing as being combat effective. There are many more variables than just finding the target and dropping a bomb on it. One of the biggest concepts you need to train into your thought process is the idea of self-preservation. In every attack, you're at real risk of being shot down by a variety of different sources, whether on the ground or even in the air. The reason we've been focusing on bombing from high altitude is exactly for this reason. The farther you are from the enemy, the harder it is for them to hit you. There are a variety of anti-air weapons you have to worry about, not the least of which are heat-seeking missiles. While it is relatively difficult for ground-based guns to hit an attacking aircraft, assuming you're flying defensively, heat-seeking missiles will be looking for your engine exhaust, which is made worse by the fact that you'll almost always be in full afterburner as you climb away from the target, providing a nice, big heat signature for the seeker head on the missile to track. Fortunately, the types of missiles used by ground sources aren't typically very sophisticated, and they can usually be flared off with relative ease. Speaking of guns, though, it's important to remember that those are usually a serious threat when you start getting below 10,000 feet or so. Anytime you're flying at low altitude, you're going to want to do your best to minimize straight-line flight to make it harder for guns to figure out the proper lead and score hits.
Flight controls.
A little bit of jinking can make all the difference between a successful attack pass and having a wing blown off. For this mission, we're going to return to CCIP bombing, and this time there will be various air defenses set up that will shoot you down if you don't exercise care in maintaining a reasonable altitude and flaring off missiles as you make your attack. The purpose is to start getting you in the habit of being unpredictable with your flying and pre-flaring before missiles are fired at you to ensure it's a habit and you're never, or at least almost never, shot down by surface-fired heat seekers. Go ahead and get loaded and out to the range via waypoint 1.
Okay, I've been having to mess around with my controls a lot lately, so let's get this turned back on. Okay, the hat makes a return because we need to be able to look around, especially for CCIP bombing. Let's get the phone up on our head so we can actually look around and get out to the range. Let's see here. Yeah, we can do the SA page. Waypoint 1, get all that done. Get the EW page up. And away we go. Okay. Gear up. Flaps up. And couple to the waypoint. Fast forward. Oh yeah, it's gonna turn around.
Fence in. You've ideally loaded yourself with dumbfire munitions appropriate for trucks, tanks, and artillery units, which will require dive bombing. There will be various types of targets in the area marked with smoke, so just take your pick and start attacking targets. The focus of this mission isn't working on a specific skill other than remembering to avoid AAA fire and missiles. When you make your run on a target, ensure you're high enough to drop your ordnance from more than 5,000 feet, preferably 10,000, which should reduce the chance of guns getting a lucky shot. Then as you start to pull up and add throttle, start dropping a few flares to fend off any missiles that might be fired at you, though you may be fired on during your dive. So be on the lookout for the telltale smoke trails of a missile launch and be sure to start flaring as soon as you...
Just to make sure, I want to find my weapon select button. Select guns, or AMRAAMs, guns, sidewinders. I don't have sparrows selected for this, so... chaff... flares... I'm gonna make it that one. Oh. The dispense button. That's fine, we can do that.
See them. Ensure countermeasures are activated and the keybinds are set correctly, or you might find yourself ejecting in a hurry. If your flares aren't working when set to on, just switch it to bypass and it should work. I recommend approaching each target at around 20,000 feet, then rolling in and doing your best to drop your bomb at higher than 10,000 to completely avoid AAA fire.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna set the flares to this one button because that's what we're really gonna need.
And more easily flare off any IR missiles that might be fired at you.
Okay, so yeah, we'll get ourselves to around 20,000 feet. Couple and B-alt. And quickly get over here and start hopefully bombing some stuff. Excuse me. So the survival strategies title for this is mostly just trying to teach about, you know, trying to avoid ground defenses as you're doing bombing on stuff, so...
Smoke, so go ahead and start engaging targets. You'll need to hit at least one unit from each group to finish the lesson, so take your time and score good hits. Remember to keep your altitude high as much as possible. Change direction as you pull away from the target to avoid AAA, and pre-flare as you add throttle to avoid IR missiles. But don't forget they might not only fire as you climb away.
I forgot to turn off
Good luck.
I forgot to turn off the afterburner. Hold on, let's do like this. We'll roll into the right. I don't typically like to do that, but it seems like that's what we're going to have to do for this one. Stuff is turned on the way it's supposed to be.
Okay, you got a tank. Be sure to hit each of the other two areas before you run out of ordnance.
Not sure what those are, but we're just going to drop another... Did it tell me what they were with the things? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember what they are. But I'm pretty sure the blue looks like there's a bunch of targets over there, so we're going to switch to the rock eyes just so we have a better chance of hitting something. Come on, get around.
Good job. You can feel free to bomb any remaining targets if you have munitions left, or go ahead and egress to waypoint 3 to head home.
No, I think we'll go ahead and just egress. And hopefully I have enough fuel to get back, because I was stupid and forgot to pull the afterburner off. Matter of fact, we're going to pull back on the throttle and take our sweet time getting back. Oops. Coupling off, get that like that, get your tack in set to 22 X-ray, turn it on, switch over to the HSI, turn off all of our stuff. Okay, for our course line, oh wait, let's see, autopilot is not coupled anymore, so let's get it on. Because it didn't actually turn on. Tack in, turn on, get the course set to 129. Get our autopilot set to couple to that. I don't know if we're going to have enough fuel to finish this. Yeah, we should. We should. Especially because I was dumb and didn't descend fast enough. Oh. Get our radar altimeter set up. Here we go. As we did yesterday, we're going to expedite things by executing our braking turn at the end of the runway. Gear and flaps coming down. So a little bit of extra room by keeping a little bit right of the course since we can't really... God. Offset for this is just... It's really wanting to yank me to the left because my munitions are pulling me off. A little high, but that's okay. Slowly start to bring it down. Generally go to about 2 miles. Let's go ahead and start the turn here. More than 30 degrees to try to line up with the runway. Seems like we might make it this time. Down, flaps are down. aim short a little bit till we get down to the altitude that I need, and then we'll add some power. This should be pretty good. Way too high, but it is what it is.
Bolter, bolter, bolter.
Oh.
Go around and try again.
Okay. I haven't done that in a while. I have now damaged my landing gear. Great. Oh, crap. Alright, well, we finished the mission. I know for a fact that if we get back and land, that's fine. I'm not going to waste everybody's time going around, and because I would have to redo this mission now. We would have to do an emergency landing, and that's not really feasible, so I'm not going to waste everybody's time with me screwing up my landing. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks, where you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. I also have the PayPal link down in the description below if you'd prefer to go that route, so be sure to check that out as well. Links for these missions are all down in the description as well, so be sure and check that out. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to come back tomorrow, and I'll see you then.